Am I there?
11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11. We're gonna call right now. 11 with Jenna. With Jenna. 11 with Jenna. Right now. 11 with Jenna. With Jenna. It's 11. We're gonna call right now.
Hello. My name is Jenna. This is 11 with Jenna and Gary. 11 with Jenna and Gary. That's right. Gary Lambert, one more Saturday night here tonight. It is Saturday, January 21st, 2023. My name is Jenna. This is 11 with Jenna. I'm here 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week. And I'm just preparing. I got my jams on because tomorrow, Sunday morning, we hang out in bed. So come hang out in bed with me tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow night, shoe stories. Sunday night shoe stories. I know there's some people out there that have really groovy shoes and have stories about every pair. So maybe not every pair, but I bet if you think back, there's a good story. Have you ever had an everything bunt the cake? I was given a gluten-free everything bunt the cake. I was also sent some fabulous banana chocolate chip gluten-free bread, some toffee, and some cookies that I couldn't eat, but they're like this big. And they're downstairs locked up, or I would show them to you right now. Thank you very much, Claudia, and thank you very much, Stacy. And I guess I'm just meant to eat cake. Let them eat cake, ladies and gentlemen. Let them talk to Gary Lambert. From Sandwich. You look really nice tonight.
Well, thanks.
I think sandwich is a good spot for you.
Well, a good sandwich always agrees with me.
Yeah, I think you know how to rock the sandwich.
Yeah, although today I was up in Provincetown.
P-Town all the way. What'd you
So,
do?
I met up with a couple of friends up there who have a place right on the water. Uh, beautiful house. And we hung out and we talked a little bit of art and business and took a walk. And I had a lobster roll. And, so all
Now,
is, yes,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Have you found the lobster roll on your
Well,
made
I haven't had a bad one yet. I'll put it that way. They're so common. I went to a place, but I think that was before last week. So you may have. I had this massive lobster roll, and today was a generous one. Today was a really nice one on this place right on Commercial Street, sort of the main drag of P-Town, and it's so nice up there when it's not totally crawling with people. In fact,
Yeah.
it seemed like everybody walking down the street knew my friends. It was like, oh, how you doing? How's it going? Yeah, the locals are all very familiar with each other.
Yeah, because it's sort of like Mackinac Island. Not a lot of people hang out there in January.
Yeah. Uh, and we went to there's a great little used bookstore up there called I think Tim's Used Books. One of these complete like tiny places that's utterly packed with books, floor to ceiling, in all these little rooms, and that was really nice. And yeah, just happy to be there.
You and Bill Winokur are holding. Oh, and Brian Pace. We got an East Coast thing happening right now.
Yo, East Coast.
Oh, what up? Well, go Eagles.
Yeah, that was pretty decisive. I didn't really watch. I just saw the score, and I said that looked pretty decisive. So
I
you
know
know,
he and Reed Cooper are super happy. So
okay, good.
that.
Well,
So
I've got
tomorrow, Dallas and the Niners.
yeah, I've got lots of friends in Philly, so I'm happy for them. And I don't really care that much to be disappointed for New York, so you know, it's okay.
It's all right. So
Yeah.
P-Town today,
P-Town today, still waiting on the New York thing, still
really?
waiting. It's so crazy. It's like, I'm just trying to remain.
What's up with these people?
It's just, lawyers taking time to talk to lawyers and mortgage lenders taking time to talk to lawyers about talking to the lawyers about talking to the buyer about letting us know what's going on. I mean, I don't, there are no real obstacles. It's just moving at this glacial pace and we just have to deal with it. And I'm trying not to be too frustrated about it, but in the meantime, I'm in this nice place and I'd really like to get back down to the city soon. There's stuff happening in the city I'd like to be in the middle of. And I'm it's very, I can only take so much peace and quiet. You know how I am. You know,
Need
I'm
that,
a
that exhaust quick. Give
I'm a
me
ci-
a hit.
I'm a city boy. And but it's been lovely. And I did that whole intense weekend of the live streams and the radio show, all bumping up against each other, and that was really fun. And really, it really went well. So
He's
happy with
been
that.
working hard. I mean, through that, and then he's been doing some live performances this week.
Yeah, he's been doing every day, not only one a day. He's no Jenna. He only does one live performance a day. But not everyone can be Jenna after all.
Got it?
Right. So yeah, so that was great. I think I told you we had already talked to O'Teal, I think, as of Saturday. And then Sunday, Dead and Company didn't play on Sunday, so we didn't do a halftime show, but Goose played that day. And then the next morning we talked to two of the guys from Goose. We talked to Rick and Peter from
Oh,
Goose, and it was great. They were terrific to talk to, and I loved their set at Playing in the Sand. So I have now been goosed. You'll pardon the
you've been
expression.
good.
And
Well,
and
time you
then
talk to them, there's this vocalist that really, really, really wants to sing with them.
okay, we'll make that happen.
I really want
They've
Goose.
they've already sold out 5 nights at the Capitol Theater in March, so they're on a roll.
When in March?
Uh,
Is it early March?
I think it's fairly early. I'll have to look that up. Um,
I'm looking.
yeah, the Capitol Theater, Portchester Goose. And
I'm looking.
so that was great. And then our final night interview was Mr. John Mayer. And he, of course, was wonderful as ever. He's like, he's just so dependable. You're always going to get a great interview from him. So that was that. And now I'm back to the more normal schedule of just doing the radio show on Sunday for a while and hope to be doing it from more permanent surroundings one of these days.
Do you have a guest tomorrow? Any guests tomorrow?
Yeah, well, for one thing, we're going to do a little David Crosby tribute. Um,
Good.
we have a really nice piece of music of him involving Grateful Dead members, and then no relation. We're going to talk to Jason Crosby, the
Oh,
wonderful,
wow.
yeah, wonderful
I love
keyboardist,
it.
violinist. No relation, but he just put out a solo piano album, and it's all him performing instrumental versions of songs by people he just loves and admires. And that runs the gamut from John McLaughlin to James Taylor to the Grateful Dead to Pete Seeger. It's a really wonderful selection of tunes, and he plays them beautifully. So we're going to talk to him about the new album, and then just the usual stuff. We'll have a lot of response to the Playing in the Sand shows, I'm sure. So it'll be a good one.
Well, I'm just looking at, well, first of all, that's really cool. And Do you know who Steve Postel is? Guitar player.
Don't think so.
He plays in the family band with Leland and Russ that
Oh,
they've been
okay.
out doing.
Okay. Yeah.
Guitar player,
Yeah.
and he's a friend of mine, and it's he wrote. I'll send you his. He was about to do this big show in Santa Barbara with David.
I knew David was planning to do a show in the near future. Yeah, and
And
was even saying he was feeling like getting out and touring again. He just finished
yes,
another new album. Yeah,
they planned a tour,
yeah.
and Steve said to him a couple years ago, "Hey man, if you ever want to go out and just sing, I will be your hands.
Wow.
I will play every song." So
Right.
he went over to David's house and videoed Dave because he has certain chords that are, they're just
Yeah.
they're the way he plays it. He
Right.
videoed every single song. He charted out everything,
Oh
has
wow.
been working on it. Like he said, he worked on it like when he was studying classical guitar, like Bach.
Mm-hmm.
And this was his life.
Yeah.
He talked to him 11 minutes before.
Oh my God.
He was on the phone, they were texting, and then
He just
got a call.
wow.
And they were leaving the next day to start preparing for the show at the Librero in Santa
Wow.
Barbara.
Wow.
But it's an incredible tribute. I mean, just like when Jeff Beck, between the two of us, we know a lot of guitar players, and
Sure.
just to read, I think 90 out of the 100 or 99 people that I read their tributes, they were all inspired. Jeff Beck's the reason they played guitar.
Quite a few people. Yeah, that's true.
And David's one of the reasons that I sing.
Yeah, David. And it was nice. I'm glad that Graham and Stephen and Neil all made beautiful and heartfelt statements, given there had been, this disaffection and alienation between them. It was they all said very, very the right things. They all said exactly what was in their hearts. And it also proves that you can love someone no matter how hard it is to be around them.
Hey,
At some point,
it's not easy to be in a band,
No, no, and they were more than a band. There were these deep friendships, and and then when these friendships fall apart, they're totally under public scrutiny, which isn't like everyone else's friendship. So, yeah, I have total sympathy with the people who go through that stuff. Anyway, but
when you get to play on stage with someone before, I mean their lives like
yeah,
intertwined for decades upon
yeah,
decades.
yeah, yeah,
And I felt it's when Steve was talking about that, when you're on stage with someone for years of your life, and you're in a car with them for years of your life, and then one of you goes.
it's it's profound. Yeah, it's the lot. Even though they hadn't been together physically on stage or in cars, that never goes away.
They
So
shared the same DNA. I mean,
yeah,
the way they're singing. Nino had a really good story about seeing them one night in Chicago, and the show went until about 5 o'clock in the morning.
right, right.
They just kept going and going.
Yeah.
And my parents we were all staying in a hotel. He's not home yet. He's not home yet. Like 5:30,
Yeah,
6 o'clock in the morning.
yeah. So, an incredible, I mean, I loved the last act of David's life. He made so much really good music in the last 5 to 10 years, and still had it. The voice was still amazing.
Mhm.
So,
The last time I saw him was at the SF Jazz Gala with
mhm,
Snarky Puppy,
yeah,
and we all had pink hats, and
yeah,
we were having a good time, and he was rocking it.
yeah. They just put out a live album of a show that I saw a few years back at the Capitol,
Oh,
with the Lighthouse Band, which is the one guy from Snarky Puppy, and the names of the two women are going to escape me
oh
for a
yeah.
moment, but
Um,
they're extraordinary.
Rolf plays with one of them.
Yeah,
Hi, David Lindemann.
yeah. So thank you, Cross,
Thank you.
for
Thank
a
you.
well spent life. And as many people said, that he lived this long, given how low he got, and how many health challenges he had. He made the most of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. I physically I feel terrific. You know, for for my age, but I'm good. I'm just a little antsy, a little raring to go. But in the meantime, there's always new TV to binge. And does anyone out there know about a British show called Detectorists?
No.
Okay. My new, well, I'll be over with it soon because it's 3 seasons and I'm like halfway through the 3rd season. It's this, if you are a fan of quirky British humor, and most right-thinking people are, this is a show about centered on these 2 guys and the people around them, but the 2 guys are sort of obsessive metal detector hobbyists.
Oh, fun.
They walk around in these fields with metal detectors and come up with mostly pop tops off beer cans, but they can identify they're such scholars that they can identify the pop top, the brand and everything. And but they believe that the area that they're in sits atop like buried Saxon pirate ships and treasures and stuff, and they're looking for this, and they're part of a metal detecting club in this little town in England, and the characters in the club are all hilarious and sweet and weird, and the 2 main guys are beautiful, and it's really, really funny in this very subtle and very dry way. And they have this bitter rivalry with these other metal detectors who are always trying to sabotage them, and it's full of wonderful plot twists. You can see it. There's this sort of sub channel of Amazon Prime called Freevee. If you're on Amazon Prime and if you look up Detectorist, it's a thing that you can watch for free but with commercials.
Okay.
So
Like
they have
TV or whatever.
yeah. So they have all 3 seasons of Detectorists there, and it's also on a pay service called Acorn TV, which is an all British service. It has a lot of good British series. Anyway, Detectorists, check it out. Detectorists. They don't. If you call them detectors, they go no, Detectorists.
And again, what channel on Prime?
Freevee, Freevee. But I think if you just type Detectorists in the search field, it'll take you right there. And it's I've like blasted through these 2.5 seasons and have like 3 episodes to go, and I'll be sorry when it's over, and then I'll watch it all over again because it's that good.
We might have to check that one out, Mama Grace.
No, it's very, very entertaining.
Wow, that sounds fun. So Goose is playing the second weekend in March.
Right. I think my birthday falls somewhere in there.
I think it does.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go do a birthday show with Goose. Now that
I might see you there. I might be sleeping on your new floor.
I certainly hope so by then. Yeah.
I'm inviting myself now. Hey.
Well, I might be looking at a March 1st move-in date at this point because February 1st doesn't seem likely.
I'll help you move in.
All right, beautiful. I love it.
Mary, I hope that happens. Just
yeah.
It will.
Yeah.
I mean, you can only eat so many sandwiches.
Well, and the thing is, places other than sandwich have sandwiches. That's amazing, But sandwich.
And you're quite a sandwich maker.
I make a decent sandwich.
I remember I heard some sandwich stories. Pat Moriarty's here.
Hi, Pat.
Moore's here. William D. Mama Grace.
Hi, folks.
Elliot was here for a minute. Yeah. So are you a Saturday Night Live guy?
I generally have been watching them after the fact. I watch them the next day streaming or whatever. I'm not keeping up with it that much. Often because I'm on 11:11 with Jenna on Saturday nights. But is it Aubrey Plaza hosting tonight? I think it is, and I love her. So I'm sure she'll make the most of it.
You're good on your pop culture.
Yeah.
Like even with the youngsters.
Well, there's some young stuff that just escapes me, but yeah, I try to check things out.
So tomorrow you do your show. What, and is there snow there? Is there rain? Is it cold rain and snow? Is
No,
it?
there were little tiny flurries today, but nothing that stuck on there. There hasn't been major snow since I've been here. There was like one fairly substantial snow, did not stick around that long. Was not snowing in P Town today. It was cold today. It was very cold today, but I was properly swaddled, so I was okay.
Do you do the? Do, are you? You're a scarf guy. You wear a scarf.
I didn't wear a scarf. I had the famous squall parka on, and I had this on. I had this buttoned up. You enjoy this shirt. I know you're a fan
Oh,
of
I
it.
love that shirt.
Yeah,
Good.
and then I had the secret weapon is the Uniqlo Heat Tech underwear, which is
Like long underwear.
it's long underwear, but it's incredibly thin.
It's Uniqlo.
It's Uniqlo. They invented this fiber called Heat Tech, and it is said not only to be warming itself, but it uses your body heat to like generate more heat somehow. It's like this weird this like fiber that they developed, and
I've
it's
heard about this said fiber. Someone
yeah
said to me once, "You need to get some Uniqlo," and I have
yeah
a Uniqlo T-shirt, but it's just a T-shirt. I don't think
yeah
of
yeah
that.
yeah. Look up if you go to the Uniqlo site, look up Heat Tech, HEATTECH, and
I might
you,
have to order that tonight because I'm
it's
cold. I mean,
yeah yeah
there's no snow here. There's no rain. There's
yeah. But
Uniqlo
it's just cold.
Heat Heat Tech.
Yeah
Uniqlo Heat Tech.
yeah.
Interesting. And it's it's not expensive.
No, Uniqlo, all their stuff is quite reasonable, and this
Kimberly's big into Uniqlo. Girl, you
yeah
just need to get some Uniqlo. Okay.
yeah. I
Wow.
like Uniqlo. I'm this is a Uniqlo sweater. I think this is a Uniqlo shirt. I've
Hey,
I,
Uniqlo. We're
yeah,
on 11 with Jenna, blowing you up right now.
that's right. So you're getting the Lambert bump here.
So your stuff is in Queens, right? In
Actually, technically, it's in Nassau County, just over the line from Queens, because that was the best deal I could find on a storage space. So yeah, there's all this stuff in storage in Queens. I have a bunch of stuff that I needed more immediately in the back of my Honda Fit, um, and it fits. Which is, yeah, that's
Just
why they call it the Fit.
Fit is just a remarkable car.
It's a great car, so of course they discontinued it because
Right.
people liked it too much.
Yeah,
Uh,
why do you think they did that? They brought out the CRV and the HRV
Yeah,
and
that's the thing. They think everybody wants an SUV kind of thing, and this is like a compact car, but with a lot of storage space in the back, which is perfect.
the Fit.
It's
Naomi
and
had
it
the Fit. We used to cruise all over town in the Fit.
sweet little car. I really, really am happy I
Color?
got it. Huh?
What color did you get?
It's a blue Fit.
Oh, the blue.
It's a really nice blue, nice
Pat
shade of blue.
Moriarty has a 2007 Fit.
Yeah, mine's a 2010.
I still have my 2000 Honda Civic.
Yep.
Love my Hondas. Love my Hondas.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't want to keep you.
All
Because
right. Well, I
it's a
have
long day.
I've enjoyed. Yeah, it has been a long day. It's been a long week. I look forward to either a week of nothing, which could be if I don't get word of anything, or a week of frantic activity if I am suddenly impelled to go back to New York. So
Might be moving like that. Oh,
we'll
Pat's
see.
in blue too. We got two blue Fits. Hi,
All
Pamela
right.
and
Yeah.
Dick. What's going on, lady? Seen any cows lately? Up Northern California.
Oh, nice.
So I have a question for you then.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing next Saturday night?
Well, one only can guess where I'll be next Saturday night. If I am able to go to New York as soon as next weekend, I might be at one of the Joe Russo's Almost Dead shows.
Ah,
I might, but if I'm still here, I'll certainly be on 11/11 with Jenna.
well, I hope that you're at the show and maybe you can jump on
We'll
and
see.
we can do both and you'll be looking for a new place.
We'll stay in touch.
So you might be if they find if let me just in my head if on Monday everything goes through.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when they say, they never say the close. Apparently, they never say the closing date is tomorrow, because they give all the parties like, yeah. So it could be, I'm thinking more like 5 days to a week or something, which would mean after next weekend. And there's no guarantee that the first thing Monday I'll get that notice. It's just, it's really, I don't know what parties have to say what to make it happen, exactly. But I think even our realtor is a little exasperated with the slowness of the process, but
Yeah, because my nephew sells houses in an hour.
yeah, well, that's if it's a cash sale, they go down like,
yeah,
this unfortunately involves a mortgage, and that gums up the works.
Those damn mortgages. Well,
Yeah.
I hope that by Tuesday afternoon you hear something.
I hope so as well.
That's my plan.
All right. Well, I will hold to that thought. I hope it's first thing Monday morning.
Okay, we'll go with first thing Monday morning.
All right.
Thank you.
Love you.
I love you too. Gary Lambert, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Listen to his show tomorrow. Sirius XM.
Channel 23.
Channel 23, 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Eastern, yes. Adjust accordingly for your time zone.
4 p.m. Eastern, yeah.
Right.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Love hard.
Really hard.